2024 is just around the corner, and if you are looking for some new healthy habits to practice in the new year to make your homeschool stronger and better than ever, then be sure to stick around because we're going to tackle 5 different habits that you can work on this next year. This video is done in collaboration with my friend Wendy over at Plan Prep Pray. All of these people on the playlist are sharing their goals or habits that you can work on to help you in your homeschool, so be sure to check out that playlist down below. The first habit is to practice intentional breaks within your homeschool day. It is easy to lose your kids mentally or physically by practicing not having breaks or not being intentional with your breaks. If you continue your school day just go, 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 and no stopping point, your kids are gonna wander off mentally. They're going to struggle with focus. You're probably going to notice more attention issues and behavior issues in your homeschool. But likewise, if you have too many breaks or breaks that are not structured or have some intentionality to them, you can also lose your kids, as you might take a quick break and then never come back. So how do we find a nice middle ground here? Well, the first thing we can do is we can set a timer. Having a specific set time for these breaks is hugely helpful. Also, having a specific plan for what they can do during these breaks helps as well. A couple of ideas is having a break board, right? So a printable that you can make, or I have one in my Etsy store that you guys can check out, but simply a printable that has options of things they can do when they're on a break from school. Things might include playing with some Play-Doh for 5 minutes, listening to a song, having a little dance break, maybe doing a workout or exercise on YouTube. Maybe it's something like blowing bubbles or going for a run in the backyard. Sometimes my kids will want to do like 5 laps back and forth in the backyard just to get out the wiggles. It might be reading for a few minutes or taking some time for some deep breathing exercises. Any of these are perfectly good, but having a choice for your child so they can pick the one that's right for them, having an intentional time that they're going to have that break, and then having them come back afterwards is going to be hugely helpful in your homeschool. You could definitely choose what your child's going to do on their break, but especially for special needs children, I find it's most helpful to offer a choice, even if it's just 2 choices. Would you rather blow bubbles for 5 minutes, or would you rather have a dance break for 5 minutes? Your choice. If you want more tips for how to help kids with special needs, be sure to subscribe because I have some videos coming out here soon that are going to be perfect for you. The second habit that you can work on in your homeschool is continuing your education as a parent. So this is something that I've really been challenged in a lot this year, and I have really grown and seen improvement in, and it's seen the impact in our homeschool. And so what I mean by this is continuing to learn in all aspects of life. Continuing to read yourself, learn new skills, show your kids that learning is a lifelong skill that we want them to continue, not just something they're gonna do while they're in school. Also with this though, you can focus in on learning more about how you can homeschool better or parent better. One of the ways I like to do this is in the Made to Homeschool community. We have weekly workshops every single week. A new mom comes and shares their experiences, some tips, tricks, ideas, challenges for us to focus on. And really, I have grown so much. I have learned a lot, and I have really thought through, why do I do what I do? A really great one that was recently done was Abby at Family Style Learning did a great one on being intentional in unifying your home and kind of creating a mission statement that was really good and challenged me. Also, Anna over at Just Making It Work did a great one on how to foster entrepreneurial spirit in your kids and how can we help encourage them in potentially starting their own business and things like that. I love the fact that there's a wide variation of topics, and I love that I can continue to learn and become a better parent and a better homeschool mom as I learn from parents who do things differently, because each one of us has kids who have different needs and who maybe don't learn exactly the same way we do. So learning from other parents is a huge way that I help continue that learning and help to build a better homeschool. I'll drop links down below to Made to Homeschool if you guys want to check it out. There is a 7-day free trial, and I would love to have you join us. The third habit goes along with continuing to learn, and that is setting aside daily reading time, but maybe kind of restructuring the way you think about this. So most homeschool families do include some independent reading time or assigned reading time with you and your kids. It's across the board, it's a fairly common thing, but we can rethink the way we do this. We could do things like one of the things we implemented this year that was hugely impactful and helpful in our homeschool was instead of me giving my kids a list of assigned reading, I actually picked out a wide selection of books that I would be thrilled if they would read, and I put them either in a basket or a cubby based on their age. They were able then, during their assigned reading time, I gave them an amount of time they needed to read. So it was 20 minutes for the little kids and it was 45 minutes for my older ones. And they just went to that shelf and picked out whichever book sounded most interesting to them. This gave them more choice, more control over that situation, less fighting, and more enjoyment in their reading process. And they just read for that period of time. This simplified things exponentially for me as a teacher and really, like I said, help the enjoyment factor go up with my kids. But another thing you could do when it comes to reading is, again, modeling for your kids the importance of reading on your own. So maybe consider adding a stop, drop, and read time to your day, where at a specific time of day, a timer's going to go off, or you're going to tell your kids, hey, it's time to stop and read. Everyone's gonna go pick up a book from the preschooler all the way up to mom, and we're gonna set a timer and we're gonna sit down and read separately but together. So this is a really, really neat way to do this. Your little ones can flip through picture books during this time, or maybe you want to separate everybody and have the little ones listen to an audiobook during this time. Any of that works. Start out small if you're not used to doing this for just 5 or 10 minutes and work your way up, but just showing your kids that it's important for you to physically crack open a book. I know for me, I'm guilty of always listening to audiobooks, which there's nothing wrong with listening to audiobooks, but I wanted them to see me prioritizing physically reading as well. Increasing this reading time in your homeschool helps to bring a little peace and calm to the day and helps everybody kind of reset, but also sets up those healthy habits for learning that are going to last all throughout life. I'm curious, do you set aside regular time to read, or is it just me that struggles with that? The fourth habit is to set in regular check-in times with your kids. Now, this is going to vary based on the age of your child. So for instance, if you have elementary age kids, you're going to probably be working with them hands-on, one-on-one every single day, day in and day out. There's not going to be a whole lot that they're doing independently in their homeschool. However, you can still set aside a once a week check-in or even a once a month check-in just to see, what are they liking? How are they doing? Maybe to set aside some time to just check on their little hearts and to see how they're feeling about things. This can be a really helpful thing, and it builds a healthy habit for the future, because as you transition into older elementary, middle school, and high school especially, you're going to notice that your kids can do a lot more of their school independently, but they still need you as a mom to check in. They need you to grade work or to see how they're doing, to see if there's anything they're struggling with or have questions about. And again, just to kind of get a pulse on their heart and the situation of what's going on, especially in their school area. With this, I recommend setting aside a very specific time. I've done it different ways, different years. Sometimes every Friday, we just spent Friday and I checked in with everybody one-on-one. Other times I would give each kid a different day of the week. And so I check in with my oldest on Monday, second on Tuesday, third on Wednesday, things like that. So you find a system that works best for you and your family, and it doesn't have to be long or drawn out, but just having those check-in times is hugely helpful. And your kids will eventually start looking forward to that time where they can just pour out their hearts to you about what's going on in their school and being able to kind of bring up things maybe that they had a challenge on or they weren't sure about. The fifth and final habit is definitely creating healthy routines around screen time for both your kids and for yourself. I know this may seem simple for some and impossible for others, but the truth is that when we are home more, there's more opportunity to be on screens. Whether or not it's you as a mom who is kind of over the whole teaching math lessons and teaching kids how to read this time of year, and so you find yourself quickly scrolling through your phone, or whether it's the fact that your kids' school doesn't take that long, so they do have more opportunity to watch TV or to play video games or to be on computers and things. With this habit, each family has to pick what is right for them and their personal family and circumstances, but just be intentional with whatever you are doing. So for our family, a couple of those rules look like we don't do screens outside of school. We don't do screens on the weekdays. So Monday through Thursday, there are 0 extra screens. Then Friday and Saturday, we have set aside time for screen time. And Sundays are only if we're watching a family movie all together in the evening. I found found that by having a regular time, no matter what that time is, even if it's daily, but having that regular structured time cut down on the amount of fighting that was happening. It cut down on the kids constantly wondering, is today gonna be a day mom's gonna let me binge a lot of screens or she's not? They just knew what the expectation was and eventually fell into that. Likewise, for us as moms, we need to be careful about our screen time as well. So setting reminders on your phone to be like, hey, time to put down the phone. Setting aside blocks of time that you're going to set down your phone completely. In the new year, I'm gonna work on setting aside my phone from 9 to 12, no matter what, and just putting it down and walking away. And then trying to stay off my phone until school is done in general. But I find that 9 to 12 time is probably our most productive homeschool time. And so I really want to guard that time well. Deleting apps off of your phone may also be a great way to reduce the amount of distractions. So maybe you keep social media on your computer or on a tablet, but you keep it off of your phone so it's not constantly causing distractions there. If you're looking for more ways to reduce distractions, both for you as a mom and just things that are maybe coming into your homeschool, be sure to check out this video here where I share several different tips on how to reduce distractions that come from outside and from inside your home during your homeschool day.